This is the video on one-step equations for an addition equation, subtraction equation. So let's get this, I think. Shouldn't be that long of a video. Again, this is something I did in the 6th grade. A lot. And it shouldn't be unfamiliar with you. So the first one here, again, we're looking at this. We want to isolate our variable, so we want our variable to be alone. And in order to do that, we're going to use inverse operations. We're going to split our equation into two parts, right? There's my left side and my right side. So I need to get rid of that plus 9, and to do that, I'm going to do minus 9. Plus 9 and minus 9 becomes 0, right? And all I have left over on this side is m, and I did minus 9 on that side. I'm going to do minus 9 on this side, and 12 minus 9 is 3. Your check is equally important as your solve when you solve the, the equation. So you want to take the original equation, you want to substitute, so replacing the variable with the value, which in this case is 3, plus 9 equals 12, and we make sure that the left side and the right side equal the same, and 3 plus 9 is 12, so we know we did the right thing here. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so it's the same thing, and again we want to isolate our variables, so we can split this into left side and right side, left to right side if you like. And we want our k, right, to be all alone. So we need to get rid of the 7. So the 7, if you look at the 7, okay, right here, okay, that's not a minus 7, so therefore it's a positive 7, so plus 7, and therefore we're going to use minus 7, and we're going to do minus 7 over here. These two become 0, k comes down, right, it comes right here, k. And negative 24 minus 7, again, take the time to do it on the side. Negative 24, if you like, change it to addition. It's just negatives, right? So it's going to be a lot of negative. 24 plus 7 is 31. So k is going to be negative 31. Substitute. So our original equation was 7 plus k equals negative 24. 7 plus negative 31 equals negative 24. Let's see if that's true. 7 plus negative 31 is negative 24, right? There's more negatives, hay más negativos, right? How many more? 24 more. We take the sign of the number with the bigger absolute value. A plus 9 plus 2.3 equals, so again, it's a decimal, right? So we're going to do the opposite here, the inverse. It's minus 2.3. We're going to do minus 2.3. Make sure you line them up nicely. These two become 0, and the a comes down, right? And over here, because it's not a lot of room, let me do it here. It's 9.72 minus 2.3. Put a 0 over here, subtract. It's 2, 4, and 9 minus 2 is 7. So a is 7.42. Substitution. A plus 2.3 equals 9.72. Here's the a, right? So we put a 7.42 plus 2.3 equals 9.72. Just check this is being recorded. And we're being recorded. So 7.40. So we're going to add these two. 7 is positive plus positive. So let's add. Put a 0. 2, 7, 9. And we get this is 9.72, and you can tell that it equals to 972 on the other side. So check, check, check. Now we're dealing with fractions as well. So here we have left side, right? So once c equals something, so this guy has to go. So we're going to do minus 4 over 7. Right, because opposite of inverse of addition is subtraction, and minus 4 over 7 over here. This becomes 0, so c comes down, right? C comes down. And over here, I have negative 3/5 minus 4 over 7. LCM is 35 minus, so it's going to be 35 over here. Times 7 is going to be 21. times 5 times 5. It's going to be a 20. Right, so we're going to do, so again, it's going to be negative number, right? Because a negative, so if you change this, it's going to be negative 21 over 35 plus negative 20 over 35, right? So if you focus on this, you get negative 21 plus negative 20. It's going to be negative 41 right here. Okay. Check. Negative 3 over 5 equals C plus 4 over 7. Negative 3 over 5 equals, we got to change the C to negative 41 over 35 plus 4 over 7. Let's see if that's true. So over here, it's going to be negative 35, 41, plus I'm going to change the 7 to 35. So 7 times 5, so I'm going to do times 5, and we're going to get 20, positive. 3 over 5 over here. Negative 3/5. So over here, it's going to be something over 35. And if you think of the top, it's negative 41 plus 20. So it's going to be more negatives, right? So it's negative. And then 41 minus 20 is 21. So it's going to be negative 21. So it's negative 21. Are these the same? Well, I can simplify. So this is negative 3 over 5. That stays the same. Here, I divide this by 7. And divide this by 7. Negative 21 divided by 7 is negative 3. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So you can tell they are the same. Let me pull this up. So here, again, this imaginary line just serves that as a separation, right? A separator between the left and the right side. So we have to do, this is a positive, right? Plus 2.5. So we're going to do minus 2.5 and minus 2.5 over here. These two become 0. That comes down as plus W or just W equals, and let's do this on the side, negative 6 2/3 minus 2.5. 3 times 2 is 18, so times and plus. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20 over 3, negative. Minus 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 4. So the LCM, we got to change this to 12. We got to change this to 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. Times 4 over here is going to be 80. Times 3 over here, times 3 over here is 15. So you can tell it's going to be something over 12. And on the top is negative 80 minus 15 and negative 80 plus negative 15. Two negatives, right? So it's going to be negative 80 plus 15. Negative 95. So negative 95 over 12. I am going to leave it as an improper because it's much better when you substitute. Because we're going to change it to an improper anyway. So our check, 2.5 plus W equals negative 6 2/3. 2.5 plus negative 95 over 12 equals negative 6 2/3. So let's see if that's true. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. So this becomes 5 over 2 plus negative 95 over 12 equals negative 6 2/3. So the LCM is 12, right? Change this to 12. So it's 2 times 6, and times 6 over here is 30. This is negative 95 equals negative 6 2/3. Let's see. Well, so here I'm going to get something over 12, right? My denominator says a 12. So on the top I have 30 plus negative 95. There's more negatives. So 95 minus 30 equals 65. So it's going to be negative 65. So I'm going to put negative 65 over here. Is that equal to negative 6 2/3? Well, let's see. So if I were to change, so I get negative 65 over 12, right? 12 goes into 65. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Looks like I did. 2 times 4 is 5. 5 over 2 times 6 times 6 is 12 times 6 is 30. There's my mistake. Negative 65. So I can tell you I'm already going 12 going 65 5 times. It's not 6. So there's definitely something wrong. So let me go back. So that's why we do our check. I'm going to go back. There's something wrong. What did I do wrong? Let me leave let me erase all this. Leave that. So did I do anything wrong here? It's minus, and then let me just do this again. Negative 6 2/3 minus 2.5. 18/20 over 3. Negative minus. This is 4 5 over 2, right? LCM is 6. Negative 6. 3 times 2 is 6, and times 2 is 40. Times 3, and it's 15. So I should have gotten negative 55 over 6. Where's that 12 coming from? So the answer here, not even that, it's negative 55 over 6. Interesting. What did I do? All right, well, let's see what happens. So if the answer is negative 55 over 6, this is 2.5 minus 55 over 6, right? This is negative 6 and 2/3. Let's focus on this, right? Because that has to equal. So that's 5 over 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 1 is 5. 5 over 2 minus 55 over 6. LCM is 6. Times 3 times 3 is going to be 15. Yeah. So this is going to be 6, right? 6 is denominator. 15 minus 55 on top is the same thing as 15 plus negative 55, which is just going to give us 40. So it's going to be 40 negative. And 40 over 6, 6 goes into 46 times. We have 4 left over 6, which can be simplified to 6 and 2/3, minus 6 and 2/3. Good. So that really changes to negative 6 and 2/3, which equals to negative 6 and 2/3 on the other side. Okay. This one's a decimal, so it's pretty simple. Line, minus 4.8, minus 4.8. This is 0. H comes down, becomes H. So over here I have 23.5 minus 4.8. Borrow becomes 12, 15, 7.8, 18.7. So we get 18.7. Let's see if that's true. It's 4.8 plus H, or 18.7, right? This is the number. And 23.5 equals, and let's do 18.7 plus 4.8. 15 goes 1. 12, 13, 25. So you can tell that this 2 equals 23.5. So check. Next. Where am I? So again, a line here. So we're going to do plus 12 and plus 12. These two become 0, B comes down. And we're going to do negative 23 plus 12. There's more negative, right? More negative, so I'm going to have a negative answer, and 23 minus 12 is going to be 9. So it's going to be negative 9. Check. Negative 12 plus b equals negative 23. Negative 12 plus negative 9 equals negative 23. And this is negative 23. Next one. This one. These ones are the easier ones, right? With integers. So it's going to be plus 4. Plus 4. These two cross out. I got m left over. Negative 5 plus 4. Negative 5 plus 4. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. So our answer is negative 1. So this, I write it like this. Check. M minus 4 equals negative 5. So m is negative 1 minus 4 equals negative 5. Is that true? Well, let's check. Negative 1 plus negative 4 equals negative 5. And negative 1 and negative 4 is negative 5. So this checks out nicely. Okay, again. Line, line. So we're going to do the inverse. And it's going to be plus 23 and plus 23 over here. So this crosses out, the w comes down. And I have w equals negative 34 plus 23. It's going to be, there's more negative, right? So it's going to be negative, and then how many more? 24 minus 23. It's going to be 11. So negative, so w equals negative 11. Substitute. Negative 34 equals w minus 23. Negative 34 equals negative 11 minus 23. Is that true? Negative 11 plus negative 23, right? Let me just put that in parentheses. So a negative plus a negative, so it's just a lot of negatives. And 11 plus 23, I'll add, equals 4, 34, negative 34. So that also checks out. Geez, so over here, draw a line, draw a line. So the inverse here is plus 34.2. This is plus 34.2. This one goes away, right? So we have k equals, and again here we have negative 11.4. Uh-oh. Negative 11.4. Negative 11.4 plus 34.2. There's more positive, so my answer is going to be positive, right? More positive, so I'm going to subtract in this case. Minus. 4 is 3, this becomes a 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. Decimal, 3 minus 1 is 2. 22.8. So k equals 22.8. We got to check. So the check is 11.4 equals k minus 34.2. 11.4, and the k we're gonna change, right? Change to this 22.8. 22.8 minus 34.2. Negative 11.4. Is it true? Is this true? So let's do this on the side. Let's erase that. So I have 22.8 minus 34.2. 22.8 plus negative 34.2. Yeah. So my answer is going to be negative, right? Because there's more negative. So let's 34.2 minus 22.8. So borrow, that's a 3, that's a 12, that's a 4, 1. Negative 11.4. This is negative 11.4. Are they the same? Yes and yes. Again, our variable is on our...
Whose phone is ringing? Mine! Whose phone is ringing? Mine! It's mine!
Hey, Mr. Capasso, what's up?
Hey, Alex, how you doing, man?
Okay, did you talk to the guy?
No. To be honest with you, I'm just leaving the building now.
Oh.
I had to call some parents for my kids.
Oh, okay. Hey. So, where was I? Was here? It's going to be plus 7/8 and plus 7/8 over here. These two will cross out. I'm going to have B isolated, which is what I want. So take this to the side and do it. Find the LCM, which in this case is 72. And I keep forgetting this negative sign. So it's times 8 on top. 4 times 8 is 32. Times 9, so 9 times 9 on top, 63. So we found our equivalent fractions. So I know it's going to be 72 on top, right? So if you ignore the denominators and focus on the numerators, you get negative 32 plus 63. There's more positive, so it's going to be my answer. You know it's already going to be positive, so positive. You don't even have to write that, but you know it's going to be a positive. And how many more do I have? 63 and 32. 1 and 31, so it's going to be positive 31. So it's 31 over 72. So let's check. So it's B minus 7 over 8 equals negative 4 over 9. 31 over 72, right? We're replacing this. 7 over 8 equals negative 4 over 9. Find an LCM here, the least common multiple, 72. So let's change the 8's times 9. So on the top is times 9. So 7 times 9 is 63 equals negative 4 over 9. Again, let me write negative 4 over 9. So you notice that the right side, there's nothing to do. On this side, we got to figure it out. So ignore the denominators. Don't ignore it. Just put it over 72. And do 31 right here. 31 minus 63. 31 plus negative 63. There's more negatives, so the answer is going to be negative, right? So 61 minus 31 equals 32. It's going to be 32 negative over 72. Can we simplify this? If I divide that by, let's see, divide this by 8, I get 4. If I divide 72 by 8, I get 9. Yeah, look at that. We did it correctly. And so here, plus 3 over 4/5, and then plus 3 over 4/5, right? So these two cancel out. I can have V equals, and let's do 1 over 7 plus 3 over 4/5. Let's change that to an mixed improper fraction. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19 over 5. Find the LCM, which is 35, right? Times 5, and I get 5 over 35, times 7, and 19 times 7, 3 equals 6 is going to be 163. Really? No, I don't think it's 163. 7 times 9 is 63, goes 6, 133, sorry. So 133. And then this is a 5, so what's going to be 5 plus 133 is 138 over 35. Let's leave that like that. If I continue, I have V minus 3 over 5 equals 17. 138 is V, right, over 35. And I'm going to change this to an improper fraction. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19 over 5 equals 1 over 7. Hopefully that simplifies. So we find the LCM, which is 35, right? So 5 times 7 is 35. 19 times 7 is, I have no idea again. What is it? 7 times 9 is 3, 133. 133 equals 1 over 7. So now I have 35 at the bottom right. So 138 minus 133, 1 minus 133 is just 6. No, it's 5. And it's 30 is 35. Is 5 over 35 the same thing as 1/7? So it's going to be 1/7. That's 1/7, right? Because this is divided by 5 is 1. Divided by 5 is 7. Okay. So over here I have t. So we're going to simplify this. Plus 23.1 plus 23.1. These two cross out, then I have t equals, so let me do negative 9 plus 23.1 over here on the side, right? So it's going to be a positive answer because there's more positive, and let's find out why. So it's going to be minus 9. The 9 is a whole number, so be careful here. Line up, put a 0 over here. So 13 minus 9 is 4, and it's going to be 14.1 positive. T minus 23.1 equals negative 9. So t is 14.1. I'm going to substitute. 14.1 minus 23.1 equals negative 9. You can do 14.1 plus negative 23.1 equals negative 9. So 14.1, so it's going to be more negative, right? So my answer is going to be negative. So let's do 23.1 minus 14.1 is that. So decimal, 1 minus 1 is 0. Borrow, 13 minus 4 is 9. So it's going to be negative 9, or negative 9.0. Negative 9 equals negative 9. So that's a check again for us. Am I done? No? Yes? Oh, one more. Oh, this one's easy. So again, plus 23. Plus 23. Cross, cross, you got a p. So over here, you get negative 45 plus 23. So there's more negatives, so my answer is going to be negative. So let's find out why. 45 minus 23, 2. So it's going to be negative 22. So p equals negative 22. This one's nice and simple. Substitute p minus 23 equals negative 45. Negative 22 minus 23 equals negative 45. Let's see if that's true. Negative 22 plus negative 23 equals negative 45. So it's a negative plus a negative, so it's going to be a lot of negatives, right? So 22 plus 23 is 45. So again, that checks out. And that's that. Okay.